Why are there few or no friends for INFJs? 9 things you should be aware of. What possible causes could account for INFJ's seeming lack of friends? We will delve deeper into 9 possible explanations in this video. 1. Because it's challenging to find people who share their interests. INFJs may have few or no friends. INFJs, also known as the advocate, are the rarest personality type of all, making up only about 1% to 2% of the population, according to Myers-Briggs. Therefore, from a purely statistical perspective, the chances of meeting other INFJs or other like-minded individuals are relatively low. In addition, because of their intense need for solitude, it can be challenging to capture an INFJ in the wild. There aren't any actual natural public areas or social gatherings where you'll discover an INFJ because they are lone wolf personalities who shy away from huge groups or locations where many people have a tendency to congregate. Perhaps a library. Maybe college years are when you have the best chance of finding an INFJ or someone else who shares your interests. For instance, in a school where INFJs are known to thrive academically, they must take required classes in either philosophy or psychology. Try to spot one throughout such classes by keeping a close eye on your surroundings. As a backup plan, you may set up a trap using HSP novels and ambient music CDs as the bait and hope for the best. 2. Because they have high standards for friendships, INFJs may have few or no friends. INFJs have a strong need and desire for sincerity and honesty. Being idealists, they aspire to the best in everything, including the caliber of their friendships. They appreciate in-depth discussions on philosophy, life, and fascinatingly original ideas. INFJs don't really communicate their deepest ideas, sentiments, or compassion with others until they are confident in their ability to put their faith in them. They finally crack open, and their light shines brightly. INFJs are passionate individuals who seek out beauty and cherish life. They need people that have the same spirit as them if they want to be able to share their enthusiasm and feel that others get them. Friends who are also drawn to beauty, who are seeking adventure and self-discovery. Friends that want to build a good life for themselves and are sincere, genuine, true, and open. Friends who share the INFJ's interest in larger issues beyond the ordinary activities of daily life. Friends who share the same aspiration to start something new and fresh with their own life for the benefit of everybody. Friends that are able to accept the INFJ for who they are. INFJs yearn to be recognized in a culture where they are frequently misunderstood. Due to their kindness and soft-spoken demeanor, they are frequently also taken advantage of. They seek and require harmony and are extremely perceptive to other people's feelings. Because of this, INFJs must also be certain that a person has a good soul before they can be considered a friend. People who might unintentionally or purposely damage the INFJ are screened out. INFJs set high expectations for themselves as a form of defense. So to speak, only the pure in heart are permitted to enter their kingdom. But because of those high expectations, not everyone becomes a good buddy. But INFJs would prefer be by themselves than have some lousy stand in relationships. It simply so happens that way. Superior quality to quantity. 3. Because they are focused on their life goals, INFJs may have few or no friends. It's one thing to have a compelling life vision. Another is to bring that vision to life so that it can be realized. Fortunately, INFJs are not merely daydreamers who believe their wishes will come true immediately. When it comes to achieving their goals, they work hard and never give up. But in order to realize such lofty goals, one must make the necessary life sacrifices. To even begin to move the proverbial mountains that the INFJ perceives at the horizon, one needs enormous amounts of energy, faith, and persistent tenacity. Fortunately, they enjoy facing such formidable obstacles. Big dragons are needed to be slain by those of the advocate personality type. Our life's work and mission is to move toward our big, personal ambitions. In order to avoid feeling lost, confused, bored, and useless, we must at least be on that path. These objectives can be difficult to achieve at times, so much so that keeping friendships alive becomes really difficult. INFJs frequently struggle to strike a balance between their social life and their aspirations in life. One of them will eventually suffer. Sometimes we could feel bad about living a selfish, reclusive life and decide to put more effort into our connections by attending more events. However, this existential nagging feeling soon returns to haunt us. It reminds us of the goals we have for ourselves in this life. The cycle keeps going. Due to their attention to their personal objectives, INFJs frequently have few or no friends. It hurts to see some friendships deteriorate as a result of this. However, we might occasionally feel relieved in private since we won't have to repeat the cycle of guilt. We therefore greatly favor companions that are similar to us, require little upkeep, and comprehend why we behave as we do. 4. Because of their social anxiety, INFJs may have few or no friends. INFJs may possess all the qualities necessary to be affable, warm, and empathic communicators. When they are in social situations, many even take pride in their sophisticated social abilities. Unfortunately, many INFJs experience some form of social trauma. For instance, due to their unusual demeanor or sensitivity, they may have experienced school bullying or suffer from crippling shyness. This personality type is prone to having an open heart while young, which makes them vulnerable to injury. So much so that they shut it off and live in constant fear of further abuse from others. For INFJs, social anxiety is a prevalent problem. This prevents them from engaging in social situations and making new friends, proving the reverse of what the herd INFJ now thinks about the world. It takes a lot of work to improve social skills. The development of social skills is hampered by social anxiety, which also maintains or worsens social anxiety. Given how alluring and endearing the INFJ can be when speaking from the heart, this vicious cycle is all the more heartbreaking. The way out of the social anxiety prison is to develop those warm social skills with the INFJ twist. But strangely, in order to develop those talents, you need to be out there socializing. Sadly, opportunities to grow that gregarious social side and make new acquaintances are frequently missed. 5. Because INFJs have trouble maintaining relationships, they may not have many friends. For the INFJ, maintaining friendships is a common issue. They expend a lot of energy when they interact with people, unless it is really high quality. For instance, having a good conversation face-to-face with a friend we haven't seen in a long. Our best friendships are frequently those in which we can go weeks or even months without speaking to our close friends. Yet the moment we do, it's as if we've only just spoken. We then set aside a significant chunk of time, perhaps an entire day or even a weekend, to meet with our friend and truly enjoy that wonderful quality of human interaction. After soaking up each other's essence and learning about what is happening in their lives and minds, we then turn back to our own paths. Of course, there can be some brief interaction in between those periods, but the INFJ finds it quite challenging to maintain that. However, the introduction of social media and smartphones has made this issue worse. There are so many more channels for communication available now, and the velocity of communication is accelerating, necessitating quicker responses to the never-ending inflow of communications. But since each response encourages a new message to arrive, INFJs may be reluctant to respond at all. Being overwhelmed by managing so many different digital chats causes the INFJ to shut down. Frequent superficial contact-based friendships deteriorate over time, leaving only the most personal ones behind. Or the INFJ may decide to limit the number of friends they have in order to avoid having to comply to the strict digital communication etiquette, which can drive them crazy. 6. Because INFJs require a lot of alone time, they may have few or no friends. INFJs require a lot of alone time to calm their senses, reflect, and recuperate from the overwhelming outside world because they are introverts and frequently very sensitive individuals. One of the most crucial sources of sustenance for the INFJ to sustain mental wellness is alone time, which naturally comes with the territory for introverts. It is necessary for us to function. It is clear that spending time alone is the complete opposite of time with others. It's a constant struggle to balance the demands of our profession, friends, family, and community with those of the outside world. Therefore, many introverts are caught in a contradictory situation. You have social duties if you want to function in society. For instance, regularly talking with and bonding with coworkers, preserving our romantic relationship with our partner, caring for our children, and visiting friends and family members' birthday parties. But in order to manage all those social duties, introverts require alone time. Due to their need for solitude, INFJs may have few or no friends. This is because they don't have much time for social activities. 7. Due to their high levels of privacy, INFJs may have few or no friends. Cryptic, enigmatic, and wise-like. These adjectives describe the advocate personality type known as the INFJ for a reason, until they gain others' trust, keeping the majority of their innermost thoughts to themselves. For the earlier mentioned protective factors, INFJs frequently engage in this behavior. This does not, however, imply that other personality types are ready to watch until the INFJ eventually lets loose. Many people could become impatient or assume the INFJ is quiet, haughty, or socially awkward and leave before they have a chance to learn about the frequently rich inner lives of this wise type. We can't expect somebody we've just met to have the patience to hang around, so this is quite understandable. For example, extroverted personalities are more receptive to accepting friendships. That is also lovely in its own right. It is important to understand and respect the fact that different personality types have distinct demands. Although some individuals do remain around long enough to witness the INFJ's brilliance when it finally drops its guard. In actuality, many have already left long before that could even occur, possibly leaving the private INFJ with fewer possible friends. 8. Because INFJs are excellent self-entertainers, they may have few or no friends. Perhaps people become lonely or bored and then feel the desire for friends. Why wouldn't someone go see some pals to pass the time if they were bored? In reality, it's a lot. It is a good thing to have friends since, hopefully, friendships are more than merely stopgap measures against boredom. But INFJs are rarely idle. They can easily pass the time by reading, being creative, using the internet to look for odd interests, and using a cardboard box. They always have their minds to retreat to if nothing is around them. They daydream their way into another dimension. Perhaps this explains why people don't necessarily need pals. 9. Because they are independent, INFJs may have few or no friends. Again, a wonderful way to describe INFJs is as lone wolves. In many cases, autonomy, freedom, and self-reliance are the ultimate ideals people fervently long for and work for. Their tenet is to be strong enough to support oneself and others. They definitely think about starting their own business or working as a freelancer as a strategy to accomplish those ambitions. The INFJ is too brash, arrogant, and sensitive for a long-term corporate 9-to-5 job existence, which is why. On the other hand, this propensity for independence has drawbacks. It may result in hyper-independence when we refuse to rely on our friends even while we desperately need them. One of the most challenging things in life is to accomplish our desire for independence, freedom, and self-reliance. A lot of sacrifices must be made, making it a lonely journey frequently. For instance, preferring to work on our business instead of going out or socializing. Those sacrifices must be made regularly, which, regrettably, may exclude friends from the picture. Conclusion: INFJs may have fewer friends for a variety of valid reasons, but it in no way implies that we don't cherish the ones we do have. They are a wonderful source of inspiration for us and help us to reach our loftiest aspirations, such as freedom. We desire freedom from the grind in order to spend a lot of time with our pals.